jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable, I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me. When I feel like I just can't make it through, I try to think, what would Cliff tell Theo to do? Man, we should all be so lucky as to have parents that care enough to put us in check like Clifford Huxtable and Claire. And if I ever have kids, I'm going straight to the Cosby reruns to get all the lessons I need to get that parenting right thing done. Like Bill, never forgetting the importance of a great education, that learning is knowledge and knowledge is creation. Not just so you can get a baller job and quick get to earning, but to help any kids I have know that there's joy in learning. And if there's a problem, there's a way to overcome. Like Theo's dyslexia, but he still got college done. And when a girl gives you a stupid nickname like Rudy did to Bud, it's probably just because she wants to give Kenny a hug. And if you're lucky enough to crawl in bed with a woman like Claire every night, you should love that woman all you can for the rest of your life. And when my family needs cheering up, I know just what I'll do. I'll hilariously lip sync to classic jazz and blues. I'll be jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable, I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me. When I feel like I just can't make it through, I try to think, what would Cliff tell Theo to do? Jamming on the one. 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 I learned all I need to know from the Cosby Show. I learned all I need to know from the Cosby Show. I learned all I need to know from the Cosby Show. I learned all I need to know from the Cosby Show. And I'm jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable, I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me. When I feel like I just can't make it through, I try to think, what would Cliff tell Theo to do?
You get to call, you get to hit that big note. Get inside now. Come on now.
You get lost. So it's like a free-form thing, which you can't control. You just let it ride or not ride. And if it's not working, then you just have a break. That's what I've learned.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Mike Rutherford and all your favorite artists.
Go ahead, favorite the show, and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
Yep. Today on the show, I want to talk to you a little bit about, I want to catch you up on some of the conversations I've been having with my father, who lives in former war-torn Yugoslavia. He lives in Kosovo. He moved out there years and years ago to work for the UN, to do what is essentially a little bit of nation building and a little bit of human rights work. And he really found a calling there, helping people find their way in a new world and doing his very best to keep things from becoming corrupt, as they are wont to do in new versions of democracy, where a democracy that is kind of like Bambi trying out his new legs for the first time. confident yet a little rickety. And my dad has been kind of trying to keep things shipshape in Kosovo for the past 10 years or so. And I want to catch you up on some of the conversations we've been having about the beginnings of democracy in a country that is just like Bambi on his first outing, finding its legs. Plus, we'll talk a little bit about the would you call it hypocrisy or well-placed fear of Facebook starting to censor images of the Prophet Muhammad after doing a huge Je suis Charlie thing. Mark Zuckerberg did anyway, and now it's sort of been a bit of a 180 from that particular situation. Right now, though, let's do as we often do and start with dessert, something a little lighter, something a little bit more enjoyable, something less heavy. The news with super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser. How you doing?
The nudes?
The nude? Oh, well, I mean, you're the one that has a part-time job in porn after you leave here, so you tell me.
Well, let's start with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She's got nudes and news.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian says her family supports Bruce Jenner 100%.
Yes, Bruce Jenner, who is rumored to be transitioning to a female. What's so funny?
Going to a better place, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Current transitioning.
And it's definitely interesting, very high-profile Wheaties box Olympic athlete, possibly, although nothing's been said about it yet, possibly transitioning to life as a female. But whatever the case may be, whatever's going on with Bruce Jenner, despite the fact that Bruce Jenner has broken up with Kim Kardashian's mom, Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian says her family supports Bruce 100%. Same way his new sports bra does.
Sort of.
Yeah, go on.
Pamela Anderson says she wants to get old and not chase youth.
Right. Well, as someone who's seen pictures of Pam that have not been photoshopped, I can honestly say, Pamela, mission accomplished. Go on.
Yeah, when did she say that?
I don't
2000?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Paula Dean wants to help.
Good news for her is that she can still be old with ginormous cartoon-esque fake cans. Like
I
that.
guess
That's
so.
still allowed. Yeah.
I haven't seen her lately.
I was a young person with enormous fake cans. Now I'm an old person with enormous fake cans. I mean, there's really never been a better time. I can't think of a time where I can't think of a time where age has been more celebrated. In terms of, like, if you're an actor trying to get jobs past the age of 35 as a woman in the past, apparently it was just freaking impossible. But, I don't know. Nicole Kidman's like 2 years younger than God at this stage in the game, and Sandra Bullock's 50. And, although that all seems predicated on having had a successful movie career when you were in your 20s and 30s. And I don't know if Pamela Anderson Lee can say that. So, yeah.
Lee.
I mean, there was one movie that we all saw. And it wasn't barbed wire. Go on.
Paula Dean wants help naming her new brown dog.
Yeah, I think just to be on the safe side, it'd probably be wise if she tried not to refer to herself as its master.
Not good.
Butter-based racism. Go on.
A Portland company wants to start brewing beer from sewer water.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we did discuss the fact that Portland's been named like the kinkiest city in America, right? Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that they're like, hey, want to drink my sewer water? Yeah, you do. Put on the gimp mask and drink it, bitch. I see that selling well in Portland. And by the way, after they heard that Portland wants to start brewing beer from sewer water, the folks over at Pabst Blue Ribbon were like, hey, way ahead of you.
I'm still not drinking hipster butt beer, imported or not.
Yeah. Go on.
Psychologists say as many as 2 million Japanese people are afraid to leave their homes.
Well, yeah. You'd stay indoors, too, if you knew the second you stepped outside, you'd be stomped by Godzilla. It just makes perfect sense. I don't think there's anything unusual about that at all.
Or a
That's all I got.
tsunami.
Yeah. Or tsunami, or Rodan, or nuclear. Did I just George Bush the word nuclear? Nuclear. Okay. Nuclear. Anyways, go on.
A marijuana delivery app is now available.
a product that caters to stoners who are too lazy to get more weed. I like this idea. I see where it's going, and I think the makers of this app will be, I think they're going to own a decent chunk of the Western Hemisphere in the next couple of years. That's kind of freaking brilliant. That's one of those ideas that you wish you had.
I've heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Do you, I mean, you know, you're in California. Do you have a prescription card?
Yes, I do now. Mm-hmm.
You do now?
Mm-hmm.
Really? So how does that work? I've never, you know...
there's signs everywhere that says, Doctor! Doctor! Green Plus Doctor! Come on in!
With a green plus sign, right?
Every other block.
Yeah.
So you go there, you give them your ID. You wait a little bit. You answer all these questions. You know, much like the ER. You know, that 4-page document that's like, are you allergic to stuff? Or are you crazy? Like, what's going on? Can you see? And then you have a consultation. Typically, it's with some old dude in a white coat that resembles a doctor.
Uh-huh.
And then you get what's called a script. And then you take this script to any dispensary. And they put you on their file. And then the rest is history.
So you have to go into a place with a medical marijuana plus sign, get a script.
Doctor! Green Plus Doctor, here! And
then you take that elsewhere to buy your weed with your prescription. Is that how it works?
Yeah, because I don't think by law they can be together.
Oh, that's interesting.
But there are partners everywhere. Like, you go to my doctor and you get a 20% discount here and there. And yeah.
Interesting. So, like, I mean, can you, in California, can you, like, get weed at CVS and stuff like that?
No, not yet. But pretty much every Green Plus that you can find, every other block.
That's an interesting conundrum you find yourself in, Funkhauser.
Concentration camp, he wrote, man search for meaning between torture, cold, and damn. Victor could have just given up and been resigned to his fate, but he used it to write a book that made the world a better place. Bethany Hamilton lost an arm surfing in a shark attack, and what she had to overcome was crazy in the aftermath. Nobody would have blamed her for taking a different path, but she's pro surfing now, so what do you think of that? Helen Keller was an animal caged by being blind, deaf, and mute, but a teacher, Ann Sullivan, never gave up on the truth that what people say is impossible is just their own perception. Taught Helen how to speak and gave her life its direction. And if a woman can go from being considered to be legally an animal to a college grad activist, symbol of what's possible, don't you think it's true that you might have more to you than whatever people told you you're not smart or strong enough to do? You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Yeah, so many people you see giving up, cause it's easier to face giving up than not living up to all the things that you had said you wanted to be. When running away from challenge seems to be so much more easy, cause man's search for meaning means disbelieving, means not perceiving you're less of being, and you got something to offer that no one can take away. It means not accepting what life hands you every single day, and every way you write a story that just belongs to you. So when asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do?